What up, YouTube? Welcome back. I'm running through some recs here. Do me a favor, if you're new to my channel, if you're not new to my channel, however you found yourself here, run over and go throw Stray Kids some love. Go support them for sure. I got some recs I'm tearing through. I haven't done Stray Kids in probably a few weeks. I'm glad to see them pop up on my list here. We're looking at Chronosaurus. I don't believe that's a real dinosaur. Or at least a popular one that I've heard of. But, I mean, they got dinosaur names for everything, really. Hold on, I feel like I have a sneeze coming. Sorry, if you like what I do, please like and comment down below. Subscribe. Let's see what Stray Kids has on Chronosaurus. So if you get root words like from Greek, chrono is like a watch, right? Your chrono is like, I have a lot of watches that are chronometers, right? Which is a different meaning, but it puts like different things in different places. Anyways, but and then obviously a chronos, is it a big dinosaur with a clock head, like old grandfather clock with legs and spikes? I'm just kidding. Let's dive in. And right away in the background you hear ticking, almost like a clock. Interesting. And 4 clocks in the background. Okay. Hold on a second. I need subtitles. Sorry. I forgot about that. I don't know this language. Time will solve everything, just a fear for me. Okay. Forget how good a voice he has. Dash out even if I gotta keep running, just can't run even see me. So talking about time as a beast. This is a race against the clock. It's almost like a mind game too. Because they're talking about this, they're not narrowing down anything. They're just saying that they're using time as a frame of reference for different facets of. I feel like this song's about anxiety. Just the way that they're framing this, I know it because I live this. I'm a super highly anxious person, and I feel like I'm timed everything that I'm doing. Like any meeting I have, I'm 15 minutes early, and I make sure every flight that I have, I'm like 2 hours early, because I get hyper anxious because I'm always looking at clocks. I always have a watch on. I always have a clock that I can have in vision. So this song kind of speaks to me a little bit. I know what they're talking about. And it's tick tock getting closer. It's like it's chasing you around too. And then you finally get to where you need to be and you breathe and you're like, or you get what you want to get done, you know, whether it's an assignment or a project or, you know, something for work. And then you realize that like you weren't really racing anything. Like you're like, oh, now I got plenty of time to spare, which is a good feeling, but it's still, that shit eats you up. I feel like I'm stuck in a sandglass. Exactly what I just said, right? You're climbing the sand's under you, and then like somebody flips it over, you're still climbing. It's exhaustive. It's interesting too, the placement, what they've done with the set in this room too. They have cones, right? So cones are essentially signals of starting and stopping. right? It's you see a cone, you're supposed to stop. Something is happening. So they set themselves up in between these cones. It's almost like they're in a vehicle without a vehicle, right? They're lined up two by two, right? And the way that the clocks are set up, you've got different time zones. It's almost like they're at a train station, and they're like in a train car, but like there's no car moving. So it's like they're sitting in place and they're racing time, but they're not fucking going anywhere. So it's like it's frustrating just to sit there stagnant, although they feel like they're stagnant, not getting anything done, yet they're in this sort of like fictitious kind of capsule with cones on both ends, like bookending them right now. And they got this. That's kind of what I took from that. But and I'm probably way wrong, but that's it's interesting because if you've been to train stations that are um, or really, yeah, like a train station is a good example because I'm just thinking in my head, I'm thinking of like in LA, there's like what is it like Union Square or whatever. I don't go to train stations very often, but you get all the clocks of different, just so you know what time it is in Germany if you have to, right? Um, and you're first off, you're sitting in these little like hardwood, they're almost like church pews, waiting, staring at these clocks, right? Then your train gets called, and then you're so it's this sitting game, right? And then you're on a train, then you're sitting again. That's kind of like what they're almost kind of how they're set up in this kind of two by two sense is what I gathered, but I could be way wrong. But that's um, but it's weird that they're in somewhat of a construction zone, right? Because you got the plastic wrap in the background. It's almost like they're trying to get somewhere, but it's still unfinished, right? There's no train. It's just there's nothing bringing them from A to B. It's just them just waiting and waiting and waiting, and that's that anxiety kind of mind fuck. Is like it's always unfinished. Like every time they go to this station, or every time they do whatever, it's everything always feels like it's unfinished, right? That's what anxiety does to you.
꽉 차고 달려가 숨이 차고 끊임없이 달려 시간은 왜 내게 빨리 달려오는데 꽉 차고 달려가 나 멈춰도 어김없이 달려 날 볼 수도 없게 앞으로 달리면 돼 Like a tunnel with no light
It's a train reference right there, like a tunnel with no light. So a light signifies an end in sight. They're talking about spiraling down this tunnel. There's no end in sight. Just keep going, keep running, keep running, keep running. It's exhausting. Um, there's no end. Right. See, I really like that. Because I feel like I get that. I feel like I live that daily. Um, yeah, that's what I took from that. That for me, that song's about just racing the clock like all day, all night. And if you think about it, like what's his Bang Chan? He's talked about like and then even just their tireless sort of work ethic, and that's another one of those things that you get with anxiety comes along. You get that sort of perfectionist mindset and somewhat ADHD in some sense, where it's just like you're hyper focused on one thing, and like you don't sleep, like you're racing a clock, but it's your clock. It's only you're only on the clock against yourself, right? You're only timing yourself. No one's really holding you accountable for anything, right? Most of the time. I mean, if you're late for a train, you catch the next one. But if you're like me, you're never late for anything. But no, but to what I was saying though is like, to the work ethic, type of things. Like they're, as a group, very proud of like, making their own music and being somewhat outside the box with what your mainstream and your sort of societal standards tell them to do as far as musicians and whatnot, or what a group like them should look like, or should sing like, or should the type of music they should create. And their thing is sort of going against the norm. But it takes work hours to do so, and I can see obsessing over and losing sleep over your own deadlines in your head, like just trying to get something right. You know. No, I really like that. It definitely resonates with me. I it like struck a chord in my head like right away. I was like, I know exactly where this is going, right? And no, I haven't heard this before, but um, it's luckily for me they didn't do a ton with visuals, because I was just trying to follow lyrics, which also lucky for me started repeating. But and maybe on purpose it was repeating because the hand of a clock comes back around and repeats itself again, right? So anyways, that's all I got for this. And yeah, no, go support Stray Kids. I'll try to jump on some more. Please let me know down below. Um, if we what you think of my thoughts. If I'm super wrong, that's totally fine. That's just how I interpret it because I legit live that daily. Um, but and it makes sense. It's like a clock dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are essentially scary. The clock is scary to people like me because there's never enough time in a day to get done everything that you want to get done. So you're constantly, as they said, just running and running and running and going until they're out of breath and they keep going some more, right? And I get that. Um, so yeah, the clock is a monster, is a dinosaur. Yeah. So anyways, go support Stray Kids. Go subscribe. Go like. What they do. Check out their stuff. And if you like coming along for the ride and you want to see me do some more, please like, comment down below, subscribe, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next. Have a wonderful weekend.